Hey boy, hey girl, that's what you call a fire in the hole. And this is my official video response to 007 JB James Bond, I guess. His worldwide cooking contest. Worldwide. How do you like that? He's worldwide. So anyway, we're going to start this party by making some of the Pohoto's awesome cornbread. As soon as we get them coals on the fire, we're going to get this started. So stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Okay. The first step to making Pohoto's awesome cornbread is to throw some bacon in a hot pan. And I got an Italian sausage that I took out of the casing. Put that in that hot pan and sizzle that all up. Just dump it all in there. What's the big deal? Here you go. Alright. Now I'll take a spoon and break that up. Get that fried up. Get some of that bacon fat going in that pan. Some of that good sausage. That's only one sausage because we're going to put this right in the cornbread, as you'll see as we go along. Probably need my gloves. Fire's hot, let me tell you. There you go. Okay, we're going to brown up that sausage. I think I need a new grill. Brown up that bacon. What we really want here is to get the fat in the pan, because we're going to use that fat to saute up some other ingredients. I want to get that sausage broke up. There you go. Now you're talking. There we go. Okay. Get that cooked up a little bit. Some of that grease in that pan. Oh, that smells good already. I haven't even started. Ah, this could be breakfast for somebody. Okay. I'm going to have to get that out of there, and I'll bring you right back for the next step, so stay tuned. Okay, I got the meat out of the pan. Now I'm going to throw in a diced jalapeno pepper and a diced onion. Get that going in there. Look at that popping. Okay. Put that aside. Keep everything out of the way, and I'll be doing good. Just stir that up. Just want to saute these up a little bit. I like them fairly soft. I like them to be, cooked. So we're just going to let that cook. And in the meantime, we're going to mix up our cornbread mix, which we have standing by over here. And I'll show you how we do that. So please, okay, what you need for the cornbread mix is 1/3 cup of buttermilk and cackle fruit. That's what JB calls cackle fruit. You mix that up good. And that's your cornbread basis for your cornbread. You want to mix that up good. Get it nice and smooth if you can. There you go. Now you're talking. Okay. Now to that we're going to add the meat, sausage, and bacon. Right in there. Mix that up. Okay. I've got to get this jalapenos and onions in there. Oh, swell. I just got everything mixed up together. Okay. Please stand by while I get the rest of what I need. Just came off the hot fire. So what we're going to do now is line it with bacon. That's why we call this a bacon upside down pie. We're going to take some bacon and lay it in there. That thing's still hot. So we're going to take some bacon strips. Bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips. Nothing like handling bacon that's been in a frying pan with your fingers. Okay, get that laid up in there. Man, is it hot out here. Lord have mercy. More bacon. But that fire's so hot, and it's so hot out here, I had to move the camera into the shade because it's just so freaking hot out here. It shut my camera down. So anyway, you can see my pan is now lined with bacon, somewhat sloppily, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to get this done. We're going to take our cornmeal mix with the jalapenos and onions, sausage and bacon, and we're going to turn it out into that pan. There it goes. How's that look? This is the best cornbread you've ever had, I guarantee. You make this, you won't be sorry. I probably should have made a double batch, but I didn't. So, let me get that in there. Let me get that smoothed out a little bit. There we go. Now we're talking. How's that look? That look better? Okay. How's that look? Can you see that? If you could smell that, oh man, does that smell good. Okay, now we're going to put that on the grill, close the cover, and leave it for about maybe 40 minutes because the grill doesn't cook like an oven. You know, it cooks good, but you'll see. Not exactly like an oven. We're going to put that on indirect heat on the grill. And I forgot the frickin' cheese again. Okay, well, you're supposed to put some cheese in there, but I forgot it. So anyway, you know what? I think I'll sprinkle some on top. Okay, never say die. It's never too late. We're going to sprinkle some sharp cheddar on that. If I can get the bag open. I have so much trouble with these bags. Okay, there we go. Now let's put some sharp cheddar. This sharp cheddar should have been in the mix of stuff, but I'm just going to put it in there and kind of worry it around a little bit, as JB says, with my spoon before it sets up and starts to really cook. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. You see, this is going to be the bottom of the pie, and the bacon will be the top, so it's going to look good. All right, how's that look? Get that cheese off there. How's that look? Can you see that? Too bad you can't smell that. Okay, we're going to put the cover on this and just let it go for about 40 minutes, I hope. All right, cover that up. See, my Weber grill's got a thermometer on it. And I'm going to get that up to about 400 degrees, hopefully. And it's starting to rise now. And we'll come back and check on that in about 30 minutes. Okay, so please stay. It's time to look in on that cornbread. It looks like it's pretty much done. I'm going to take a skewer, stick in the middle of it, bubbling pretty good. It's nothing sticking to the skewer, so I think I'm going to take it off the fire, let it cool a little bit, and we'll plate it up. Looks good, doesn't it? That's that cheese on there. That's all that cheese all melty on there. So stand by, I come back with the big plate up. And then after this we got to get the grill set up for the Justin Wilson's dirty rice, which takes 4 hours to cook. So I got to get some more charcoal going and more unburnt charcoal in there to make it low and slow. So stay. Alright, here we go. It takes nerve to do this because if it doesn't turn out, it's going to be on video. So let me put the plate on top of the cornbread. Flip that bad boy over. And it ain't coming out of there like it's supposed to. There it comes. There it comes. Little by little. Alright, let's try tapping. Come over here. Alright, didn't turn out exactly like it was supposed to. Did it? Should've brought something with me, but I didn't. Okay, cornbread disaster number 1, but it's edible. It's gonna have to do. Alright, that's the first part of my video. It's ruined. But okay. Let's move on. We gotta make Justin Wilson's dirty rice. It's a shame to submit this to a contest, but kind of put it back together. We'll take a taste of it. I bet it tastes good. Oh yeah, it tastes good. It don't look as beautiful as it should. But there's my awesome cornbread. Not my awesome cornbread, Pohoto's awesome cornbread. Anyway, we're going to move on to the dirty rice. So okay, please that was stay a total tuned. screw up. But are you ready for round 2? Let's get this party going. This is Justin Wilson's brother's recipe for dirty rice. We got our pot on the fire. We're going to put in a shallot, a whole shallot. We're going to put in some garlic, about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic minced. We got some chicken gizzards. Justin uses only chicken gizzards, no liver. You can use liver if you want. You can use the hearts. Use whatever you want. Put that in there. Next thing comes the Trinity. The Holy Trinity. Bell pepper, onion, and celery. How's that look? Is that pretty? Can you see that? Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, then we got a pound. I'm having his recipe. He uses 2 pounds. I'm using a pound of ground beef. Throw that in there. Can't hardly go wrong with this recipe. And a pound of ground pork. That goes in there. Then we're going to stir this up a little bit. Break it up a little bit. Like I said, this has to simmer for 4 hours. So it's going to be on there a while. Get that broke up, and then I'll be back to stir it every now and then. Oh, I forgot the rice. I mean the bacon. I mean the... What do I mean? Butter. Butter. I got to put some butter in there. Okay. Let's put the rest of the ingredients in. Clean some of this crap off the counter here. Alright, Justin doesn't put any of this, but I put some hot sauce in mine. Just a splash of hot sauce. And Justin puts 3 tablespoons of Lion Perron's Worcestershire sauce. So that looks to be about... Yeah, that's about all I had. So that's empty bottle. Then Justin puts in some bay leaves. He puts in 4 bay leaves in his. I'm only going to put 2 in mine. And he doesn't like bay leaves, I guess, so he likes to fish them out before this cooking's done. So he doesn't want to serve those. Then I got some of this stuff in the red and yellow can, which I'm not going to name. If you want to know the name of it, send me a private message and I'll tell you what it is. But they refused to sponsor JB's contest, so you won't be finding out the name of that stuff anytime soon. I'm going to put a good 2 tablespoons of that in there, because I like that. Although I won't tell you the name unless you ask me. So let's get this stirred up. Get this going. I need some butter in there. I'm going to go get the butter. And then we're going to let that stew in there for about 4 hours. Then I'll make some rice and mix with it. How's that look? Can you see that? Smells good already. Okay, we've got to let that cook a while. I'm probably going to move it off the direct heat and let it simmer. So this might turn out just like my cornbread. You might not even be able to eat this, but let's hope for the best. Okay, you can see I put a stick of butter in there, and I'm going to move that off that hot fire and let it simmer for 3 hours. And then I got to make some rice to mix with it, and then I'll have my dirty rice. And it'll be time for phase 3, which is the pork chops. Hope they don't turn out like the cornbread. Can't believe I'm going to enter this in a contest. But anyway, that's starting to really smell good. So I please stay tuned. On that meat. It's been in there about an hour now. Starting to look really good. Real good. Smells wonderful. Yeah. About another hour. I think I'm going to make some rice and put it in there. We'll let that simmer for another hour. So stay tuned. Okay, that stuff's been bubbling away for about 3 hours. It's time to add the secret ingredient, which is mushroom soup for the last hour of cooking. If we can get that out of there. I don't know. My spoon's too small. That mushroom soup incorporated in there. There it goes. Almost thought you had another cornbread thing going here, didn't you? No way. Got some more mushroom soup to get out of that can. Okay. Just stir that around. Let's give it a nice creamy look to it. Look at that. I think I'm going to pull them bay leaves out of there. Right in the mushroom soup can. There's one more in there somewhere. There he is. See him? Get him out of there. Alright, the bay leaves are out. Mushroom soup has been incorporated. Nothing to do now but cook it a little while longer and add the rice. And then it's time to come back and do the pork chops. Alright, I'm going to mix up some rice with that mixture there for the dirty rice. Got about 4 cups of rice here. Just going to spoon that in there. Cooked rice. Get that all in there somehow. Here you go. Here's another cornbread moment for you. How's that? Oh boy, I'll tell you what. Yeah, alright, let's mix up the rice. Dirty up that rice. Man, is it hot out here. Here we go. Wonder if that's on the camera. Better check it. I'm going to move my camera a little bit. Here you go. How's that look? That's my dirty rice. Next thing I'm going to do is fix some pork chops. So I got to get my pan hot for my pork chops. Mix up my dirty rice. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Gotta tell you. The rice is a little stuck together. Not too bad. Not impossible to eat. There you go. How's that look? Dirty rice. Ah, yeah. That's a meal in itself right there. With all that meat, all those veggies, and all that rice. Yeah, I gotta stir that up good. I'm gonna slip that in the oven to keep it warm while I cook up the rest of that pork chops. So stay tuned for the pork chops, and maybe I can fail at that too. Okay, let's do the pork chops. Got my pork chop, bone-in pork chops. Going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, in the hot pan. We're going to brown up these pork chops. Hope I got room for all of them. And while the one side's browning, I probably should have did this before. I threw them in the pan, but I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of that stuff in the red and yellow can. This will go unnamed because they're too dumb to know when it's time to get some free advertising. So let's flip them over. Oh, these are barely going to fit in here. Now that's hot. Okay, a little bit more of the red and yellow can on them pork chops. That's the stuff. We're just going to brown them off, and then we'll remove them and fix our smothered gravy. So, what do I always say? Stay tuned. Okay, through the miracle of time, my pork chops are nicely browned. They're by no means are they cooked through, but they're almost there. I mean, you could eat them. But what I want to do now is remove them from the heat to a plate. And then we're going to put some butter in that pan, about a half a stick of butter, which is pretty melty at this point. Half a stick of butter, get that going. Get some garlic in there. I'll have to use my grappers as a spoon. Spoonful of garlic in there. Garlic's good. And some onions. And we're going to stir that around. Get all that good stuff off the bottom of that pan. Yeah, throw it all in the grill. Why don't you? Okay, there you go. And we want to caramelize them onions up and get them nice and brown. Might have to move this off the fire just a bit. Top fire. Anyway, it's off camera now, I'm sure. Alright, yeah, we want to caramelize them onions up real good. And then we're going to add some, get them caramelized up. We're going to add some flour. Some of the old Wondra, which hasn't been opened. Well, I had one that was open, but I don't know what happened to it. Okay, got that open. Yeah, we're going to add just a sprinkle of flour to make our gravy. And we need a little bit of buttermilk, which I didn't bring out, so I got to go get it. Stir that around. Oh, and we need some chicken broth, which I have right here. Chicken broth. Just a little bit of chicken broth. Don't ask me how much, I have no idea. That much. That much chicken broth. Get them onions cooked up. Move that thing back over here. Yeah, gravy's starting to thicken up already. I might even have to thin it down some. Stay tuned, I gotta go get the buttermilk. Let me get that on camera. Alright, them onions are nicely caramelized in there. I'm just gonna put a splash of buttermilk in there. Not a lot, just about that much. Then we're gonna stir that up. Oh yeah, now we're talking. That's talking. That's smothered gravy, baby. That's the wavy gravy. Before I forget, I want to put a link in the description to the Pohoto's cornbread so you can see how it's supposed to be done. And I'll put a link to Justin Wilson's dirty rice so you can see how that's supposed to be done. The rice turned out pretty good. It tastes real good. And all we got to do now is throw them pork chops back in that. Should have caramelized the onions a little bit more maybe, but it's fine. It's fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, that looks good. We're going to throw the pork chops back in there. Back in that gravy. Show you what else we got to do. Got one more thing we got to do here. Once we get them to fit. That's it. Just fling it everywhere. Alright, now you see that stuff that's in the bottom of that plate? Oh, we got to get that out of there. That's the good stuff. Now we got to get some of this stuff on top. Got to get that all mixed around in there. There you go. Won't that look good? I guarantee. Nothing better this side of the Mississippi. Yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Smothered pork chops, baby. Hard to mess that up, but I suppose it's possible. I already messed up the cornbread. Anyway, that's my video response to the worldwide cooking contest. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll try out these recipes. Olivia Hapy Buny was supposed to be here, but she's running late. Maybe I'll get a shot of her before I do the money shot. But anyway, that's my dinner for tonight. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe. As always, I'm the Root Boy. And I might come back with one more segment. I was hoping to have my little Happy Bunny here, but she's running late. Anyway, see you next week. You know, that cornbread messed me up so bad, I almost forgot the most important part of the video. The only reason I make these videos is so I can drink a beer. And I got a very special beer for you today. I'm not going to show you the label. I'm going to pour that in my glass though. And this is brewed in Louisiana, JB's home state, on Lake Abita. It's Abita Amber. I've had Abita Purple Haze, and I've had Abita Turbo Dog. I like the Turbo Dog. I was going to get the Turbo Dog, but I decided on the Amber because I hadn't seen it before. I hadn't tasted it. So there's the Frosty Root Boy mug, and my mouth is way up here. But I'm not saying I'm going to drink this, but when you next see that, it's going to be a little more empty. Oh man, that's some of the best beer I've ever had. I'm not lying. JB, they make that right where you live, just north of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or just north of New Orleans. You ought to get yourself some of that instead of that stuff you drink. So get yourself some Abita Amber. You'll love it. Okay, I'm hoping Happy Bunny's going to show up. So let me go drink my beer and wait for her.